This is file number 251853, SD People versus Everett Valancourt. Defendant was charged with operating while intoxicated, second or subsequent offense. The matter was reduced to first offense, and the defendant entered a plea. It was set for sentencing in December. It was adjourned to today's date, and he's here with his lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson. Mr. Gibson's had an opportunity to review the summary report prepared by Probation Officer Autumn Kiefer. Also present is Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Angelique Canfield. Mr. Gibson, we'll start with you. What would you like me to know?
The report indicates that the defendant has successfully completed probation terms. I believe it was 4 different times, it appears. And so the defendant has always taken this matter very seriously, and I think that the report is right, that he is somebody that can follow direction, and if the court was to follow the recommendation of the probation department, I believe the defendant could complete what's expected of him on probation. And so I would ask the court to follow the recommendation of the probation department. I believe it's fair, and I would ask the court to give the defendant an opportunity to work off or avoid having to serve any additional jail time if he can live up to his end of the bargain on probation. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Canfield, what's your position here?
Well, Your Honor, I have an entirely different position from the recommendation, and I'll state the reasons for it. Although the defendant has completed probation successfully previously, he apparently hasn't learned anything from those probations. He has 6 domestic violence convictions, including a domestic violence second conviction in 2023. A prior impaired driving.
That was reduced from a felony.
Correct. And impaired driving in 2021. An attempted resisting and obstructing as far back as 2010, and a retail fraud. On this particular day, he admitted to using CBD and Delta 10 in the morning at about 11 a.m. and then proceeding to drive his car after also taking a shot at the Broadway North at 12:20 p.m., driving to Indiana, coming back and taking another 2 shots at 1:40 p.m. So that's 3 shots of liquor in about an hour and a half period of time, and continuing to still drive his vehicle. He was stopped at 88 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone, obviously creating a risk to himself and any of the other drivers on the road at that time.
I could not take it over the phone.
So at this point in time,
Mr. Valancourt, just a minute. We'll give you an opportunity to state your position.
his blood draw did come back relatively low for that number of shots at a 0.11.
No, it didn't. 3 shots didn't get him to 0.11. He had more than the 3 little shots that he indicated. 3 shots wouldn't get him to a 0.11 in that amount
I
of time.
promise.
Correct.
I had
John.
nothing more to drink and nothing to eat that morning. As soon as
All right, well, I'll give you a chance to speak.
He had a PBT of 0.121 at the scene. And just given the history of his record and the number of times that he's been on probation, and he still isn't learning the lesson to stay off the road when he's using substances, I think he needs a significant jail term, and I would recommend that that be the appropriate sanction, at least 60 days with no probation at this point. I mean, we've been through that road with him multiple times previously. I believe it's a waste of resources to utilize probation for him at this point.
All right. You've heard the prosecutor's position. Mr. Valancourt, what would you like to tell me?
on the day at hand, the matter was Miss Tara was sick and she asked me to drive. I was trying to comply with what was going on so far as her needs, and I honestly had only the 3. I had woke from there and did some CBD and Delta 10.
Well, you also, at one time, you had a medical marijuana card, and there was a pipe. You don't smoke CBD and Delta 10. You had a glass marijuana pipe in the car with you.
Yes.
And so you had been a medical marijuana patient. I think that may have lapsed. Vivian, good morning. Jordan is ready. She's consulting with her client right now. And we should be ready to go in just a moment.
Okay, sounds
We
good,
finish
thanks.
this case.
I was on my way home to a telehealth, and I would not have even been speeding had I not been traveling with the flow of traffic. Even then, I was still behind. I was due for a meeting with Miss Amaya Hamilton. I tried to get Miss Tara to hold off and wait, but she was experiencing the type of day that she is having today, and as you can see, that is very difficult to communicate and copacetically feel like your nerves are not on end. And I had taken her breakfast, coffee, and done everything I knew to do for medicine, and her response as today's behavior, I was trying to stay calm. I was not trying to.
Was she in the car with you?
No, sir.
Oh, I didn't think
She had
so.
maintained at home.
No, she was in the car with you previously when you rolled it over and almost killed you and herself.
Well,
But she wasn't in the car this time.
no, sir.
All right. Now, there was something about a cat food, or you wanted to feed the cat.
Well, so far, in regards to this matter right here, that was the situation I was trying to get back, not only for feeding the cats and dogs, but also the bunny rabbit, and also getting back for a telehealth meeting with Miss Amaya Hamilton. Hence the speeding.
There's some Kleenexes there if you need.
Well, I was merely 5 minutes away from, or 7 minutes away from home. Hence why I stopped and did the shots.
Well, first of all, I don't believe you that you had 3 shots. 3 shots.
I promise. That's all I have.
That's your opinion. I don't, the empirical evidence was.
I had nothing on my stomach, and I had
Well,
not
and
eaten.
maybe you had something the night before, but, and I also believe you had smoked some marijuana because you smoked every day.
I do, but I promise I just had the bowl with me because I did not want to lose it. And I did not even think to tell the officer I have my phone right here that I was on the way to do a telehealth.
All right. I had sent an email to Ms. Kiefer and said I had some concerns about the recommendation. The recommendation here is identical to the recommendation last time. And he didn't deserve it then. And I did grant it, and he doesn't deserve it now. The previous case, the impaired from 2021, was a rollover traffic crash where people were almost killed, including you and Tara Lentz. Marijuana was in the background there. And I followed the recommendation back then in 2020. You were put on a probation, which you did successfully complete. But as Ms. Camfield says, at some point, you don't seem to get it. The fact that you've completed 4 previous probations isn't exactly a badge of honor. Shows you can do probation, but at some point, you don't deserve it anymore. Now, there was the other case, the one from a few years ago, where you were charged with unlawful entry and malicious destruction of property.
That was not me. I did not have anything to do with the
That
wall
was
being
you. That was
broken, I
you.
promise.
You pled to disturbing the peace. Your blood alcohol at booking was 0.24. Then you had the incident last year where you killed her cat
No, I really did not.
by giving it a bath, and you did a probation in that case and completed it.
I did not kill that cat. It was her daughter.
Well, you told me you did. You told me at the time of
No,
sentence that
I
you gave
bathed
the
the cat and
and it died.
yes, but
All right,
was
well,
allowed
that's not
when I
the issue.
placed
The
it.
issue here is you greatly underreport the amount of alcohol that you drink, including this day. There's a great big alcohol issue here. Plus you got 6 domestic assault convictions, mostly on Tara Lentz. And this is 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. You're going 88 miles an hour, blasting up 131 because you wanted to feed your cat. There's marijuana evidence in the car, probably also in your bloodstream. You have a previous domestic, OUIL. The recommendation there was 7 days jail credit, 1 day, 12-month probation. That's the exact same recommendation in this case. And as I said, you didn't deserve it then, and you don't deserve it now. It's worse. The guidelines come out at 3 to 5 days as our guidelines, as weak as that is. Previous time they came out at 7 days. It was a rollover accident. Prosecutors asked them for 60 days. Ms. Kiefer, what's your thought here?
Well, I can tell you, I had no idea that it was the same from 3 years ago. I didn't look at it, but I'll defer to the court. I mean, I understand, I agree, he's not eligible for sobriety court. I don't believe he would be able to complete that. He's already admitted that supposedly the vehicle's gone, he's already lost his license. Mr. Valancourt has been involved with Pivotal for many years. We are fully aware of his mental capabilities. If he doesn't do probation, I would agree with the prosecutor for the 60 days.
All right, we are bound by the Auburn Hills case of proportionality in district court sentences, whatever that means. We do have a set of guidelines that was implemented by Judge Welty more than 20 years ago. We followed them for many years, and we don't exactly adhere to them. They're recommended, but they have a series of plausible and appropriate reasons for where the guideline range falls. But you don't deserve another probation. And I don't believe that you only had 3 shots of butterscotch liquor, and I don't believe that you drink only sometimes.
No, I do not consume any, only when she lets me, and I only did it that day because I was nerved and stressed and trying to beat the clock back to my meeting with Mr. My Hamilton at 2. At the time I was pulled over, I was supposed to be in a meeting.
Well, that was on you.
I know I tried to convince Miss Tara to wait, but I couldn't talk her out of it. She needed me to take care of things.
All right. I'm not gonna do a probation. I'm gonna do 10 days jail credit 1, leaving 9 days to serve. I don't want you to go to jail long enough that you lose your disability benefits. If I gave you 60 days in jail, you'd lose your SSD. And I don't want that, but you've earned 10.
Your Honor, sir, may I make a request to the courts, please?
Yes?
May I turn myself in instead of being arrested right away? I need to take care of some things in regards to the matter in which you spoke to Ms. Lentz about earlier. The house or the trailer. She said that told him the management company that we would have the money on the 29th. They went to draw it out on the 30th, and there was only 26 cents left in the account. And then their electricity has been cut off to the trailer after I watched Miss Tara make a deposit of $170 from her chime card to MEC. And that was supposed to supply 17 days of electricity. And they have allowed $95 worth of electricity to be used in the additional time since having made the 170. deposit, her Chime, her Dave, and their SoFi cards have all being tampered, hacked, and they were stolen, along with my Omni card and her driver's license that were in her billfold. And I would like to take, I have had to withdraw $464 or $63 from the amount that was supposed to be saved for the lot rip. Since it was not able to be paid this month, I was wanting to know if you could contact the management company and ask if they could possibly take this month and hold it off on the additional and not ask that we be ejected from the trailer, and to try to put some money on the MEC account over there in Cassopolis and turn myself in after I take care of a couple other things. And the water lines have been broken underneath the trailer and they are needing repair. So I have
Yeah,
the
that
water
trailer's
shut off.
in very poor shape and you're not really living there. And you shouldn't be. You should just let that tenancy go and find another one. But the answer is no. You can go with a court officer. You owe $300 fine, $125 in court costs, $100 screening fee, $150 attorney fee, and a $200 police reimbursement. That adds up to $875. When you get out of jail, I want you to stop up here and make a payment plan. Ms. Lentz, do you have a ride home?
Is she even here?
She's here.
Uh,
All right, you can go with a court officer.
in the courtroom?
Yes, she's in the back.